Alright, so in this video, this is Clickball 3.0. I think this is going to be the last one here. What we want to do is we want to sort of round out our game. We want to have a start screen, we want to have a victory screen, and some of the functionality that we want is on that start screen. We want to have a button that's going to say, welcome or hello, and click go to play. Then have our 3 levels, and then have our victory screen with a replay button. So just sort of standard game items. So I'm going to go over here and backdrops. If I look at my backdrops, I think I have up here on 3 different ones. I'm going to need another backdrop. Let's see if I can here. So let's see, choose a backdrop. Choose one. So wonder what I would want for my beginning. Maybe I'll just have something real basic like this blue sky. And then at the very end, I'll have some sort of celebration. That chalk one looks fine. Sure, the party one, I guess that's super standard for the end. Alright, so if I just sort of trace this through, what I want to happen is when the game starts, instead of switching to backdrop neon tunnel, I want to go to backdrop blue sky, which that's this one right here. And then I can actually click on this. If the score is equal to 3, then go to there and go to there. If I start my game, I've got the ball moving around. The problem is that I don't want the ball moving around right there. Also, maybe I'd like to add some text here. Maybe I'll just go black there and color. Can we set the size here? Whatever. Clickball. And then we'll say click start button to start. So I'm going to now need a start button. This is not really very organized or whatever, but that's okay. So I'm going to need to go over here and choose a start button for my sprite. Oh, there's a button. Here's a button as well. Let's go with this one. And we'll make this the start button. Green. I guess that's fine. Okay. So let's go ahead and think about some of the stuff. Okay, wow. Alright, so in reality when I start, there's some things that I want to show and there's some things I want to hide. So I don't want this ball right here to show up. So when the green flag is clicked, I want to hide that that ball here. So let's go to looks and I can go to hide. So I'm hiding the ball. Also, I do not want to show the score, so that's a variable. I will say hide the variable score. Alright. And whatever else do we have here? This is the logic on there. Okay, seems pretty good. Now the thing is, if I think about this one thing at a time, so on the start screen, click go to play. So we'll say the go button. When you click it, then it needs to go to next screen or next stage or go to level 1. The ball needs to hide. The score needs to hide. Okay, I got those. But the go button, I need to modify that code. So here's the go button. it also needs to be shown. So let's go to events. When the green flag is clicked, I want to show it. So I'll say show, and then when he is clicked, when this sprite is clicked, then we want to go switch backdrop to, I think it was neon tunnel. So that was the first one. And then if I think about this while I'm here at the, here we'll say we want the go button to hide. Just kind of thinking through about this everything. So when the backdrop switches to neon tunnel, I want this button to hide. So let's see what happens. Green flag goes. So the so the score disappeared, the ball disappeared. I click on this. Perfect. That takes me now to level 1. But now the ball and the score need to reappear. So, so I need the ball to show and the score to show. I've taken care of go button. Click. I've taken care of go button hide. But now I need to go over to the ball and say when we get to the neon tunnel, so events, when backdrop switches to neon tunnel, then we go to looks and we'll say show. This is for the ball, and also we want that variable to show. So show variable score. So hit the green flag, click ball, click start button to start. Okay, good. And so now that ball is bouncing around. Oh, seems a little bit easier than. So this is kind of an interesting phenomenon. It's actually pretty hard for me to play my game. And oh well, this is kind of what I wanted. I need to have a situation to go to the next location. I thought I changed this on one of those where I set this ball to not be set drag mode to not draggable, but I'm not sure why why that hasn't changed. Oh well, we'll worry about that later. So here we go. I'm going to duplicate that. And I'll say when I get to 9, then actually I'm not going to switch the costumes. Then we're going to change the backdrop. In fact, hold on a second. Where do we have that other backdrop chain? Was it over here? Ah, if score equals 3, switch backdrop if score equals. This is kind of where we want this to go. So I'm going to duplicate that. So I'm over here in the backdrop code. So if it goes to 9, then go to the party. So just to think through this, when the green flag is clicked, the backdrop is going to go to blue sky. It gets changed again by when the green button is clicked, switch backdrop to neon tunnel. And then when the score is 3, go to underwater. 2, when the score is 6, go to beach Malibu, and the score is 9, go to party. Okay, that sounds pretty good. And I could test this out if I wanted to. Now, the thing is when I'm testing this out, it gets pretty annoying having to click that ball every time. I really would like to just maybe get to this point to test to see if this particular item works here. So what I need is a cheat code. I need a cheat code to maybe bump up the score. And so I'm going to create a little cheat code here. So let's see here. I'm going to, where's all the code? Most of the code's over here in ball, so that might be what I'm going to do. Inside my forever loop here, I'm going to add an event. So whenever I hit a special key, it's going to add one to the score. So I don't actually have to click anything. So I might add, let's see. So I'm putting this inside this forever loop here. Events, control, sensing is what I want to do. So if a certain button, okay, so if the space bar is pressed, sure, that sounds good. Then I'm going to change the variable. So change score by 1. So obviously I do change the score whenever whenever I click on the ball, but I'm gonna hit the space bar. Oh, hit the space bar. Actually, I didn't even try to hold it down, but so I'm clicking. It's actually occurring multiple times, even though I just pressing it once. I'm not really a big fan of that. I might pull this out here. And the reason is because this forever loop is executing so many times over and over and over and over again that this line of code is actually occurring 3 or 4 times in the slight second or partial second that I'm holding the button down. So this is not the ideal way of doing a cheat code here. I want something that I can do incremental step by step by step. So I'll actually drag this button down here when the space key is pressed to change score by 1. So let's try that out. And here I hold it. If I hold it down, there's a little bit more of a delay. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, that's great. And now I can start, so I've got a cheat code here, and at any time whenever I'm finished, if I want to, I can just drag this over, or I can keep it and have cheat codes and then, sell a book, How to Cheat at Clickball, and tell them that there's space bars and hope nobody posts that online. Anyway, so yeah, what are some things that I want to happen? Well, I don't know if I really want that. I guess I could have that score still there. I wish there was a way of sort of changing the way that the score was shown, but I was make it larger or whatever. But anyway, and I probably should put some sort of message here. Let's see. I could say good job, or maybe congratulations. Click button to replay. And that's really not formatted properly at all, but that's okay. This is just a demonstration. I'll add a replay button here. This looks like a good button as any. So there's the replay button. It's a little bit large. I'm going to see if I can change the size of that. Can we resize you? Apparently I've forgotten how to resize this. How about we select all of it and then move it there? That's fine. No, that's pretty much exactly the same size as it was before. Alright, there's the replay button. Probably would be nice to have some sort of like circle refresh type image on there, but I'm not going to mess with that right now. So when this button is pressed, we need to restart the game. So also, when this screen occurs, that ball needs to stop bouncing around. Well, I guess we could leave it up going around. I'm not sure exactly, but we'll let you figure out if you want to mess with that or not. That's sort of a personal preference. So I need to go over here to the code. I'm looking at button 2. So events, when this sprite is clicked, we need to change the backdrop back to blue sky. Problem is when I do that, immediately it goes through all of them again because or actually just jumps straight to here because my score is 9. So I need a couple different things. So I needed to have the replay button, and then when the replay button is clicked, what needs to happen? The score needs to reset, and also the backdrop needs to change. So, and it needs to happen in that order as well. So I'll go variables, change or set the score back to 0. There it is. And I've now introduced some other problems here. So this button is now showing up. So I need to make sure that this button hides, the replay button hides at the start screen. So it's going to have to go back up here. So the replay button needs to hide. So all of this stuff getting in the way. Alright, so events. When backdrop switches to blue sky, he needs to hide. And while I'm thinking about it, the replay button needs to show on the victory screen. So I'll just copy that. Whoops. Add a comment. That's interesting. Duplicate, please. When the backdrop switches to party, then I need to show him. So 7, 8, 9, replay. Score went back to 0. The replay button disappeared, but I notice now that that green button is not there. And I was like, wait a second, why is my start button not showing up? And the answer is because I have it showing up when the green flag is clicked. I also need it to show when this level is starting. So now if you think about it, I have two ways of getting to this start screen. I can either, whenever the user hits the green flag, it's going to bring us to the start screen, but also whenever the player plays the game all the way through and then returns back to this screen. So I need to say when the backdrop switches to blue sky. Also, I need to show. So I'll hit green flag, and it shows up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Aren't you glad that we have the cheat code? Yes. So then I hit the replay button. Alright, my start button is showing up, but the score now is still showing up. So I need to say go and modify my score information. Now all my score information was over here in the ball. So I need to say when the backdrop switches, events, when the backdrop switches to blue sky, I need the variable to hide. So variables, I need to hide variable score. Once again, because there's, you might say, well, you already have that somewhere up here, hide the variable score. Yeah, I do, but the problem is that I have two ways of getting to this start screen. I have the green flag, and I have when the player plays the whole game and then restarts the game. I also have stuff that needs to happen. This ball needs to hide as well. So I'm already here when the backdrop switches to blue sky. I'll go up here to looks and click on hide. So we'll stop everything. All right, starting over fresh. So green flag, go. Got the start button. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Score is still showing. Okay, that's fun. The ball is still bouncing around, not a problem. Click the button to replay. So I click the button. The score is gone. The ball is no longer bouncing around. I hit the green button here, and I think we're good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Except I think I noticed something. So the ball was pink there when I click here. We still have that pink ball. So you can think about a way how you can change the color of that ball. I don't really need to do all this stuff for you. I think at this point you're pretty good. So let's go ahead and stop that. So lots of different things going on. We went back to the start screen multiple times, and having that replay button at the end of that victory screen really add a level of complexity to our code, but that's definitely something um, that we can handle. And having that replay button on some of these mini games is a nice feature. Um, some of the things just to review, we did make use of variables, we did make use of forever loops. Do have different locations for this, and there's probably a little bit of optimization that could go on here. I'll leave some of that stuff to you. Anyway, your next task is going to be to change the sprites, maybe change some of the way this plays so that it's got your flavor, your flair on this, rather than just sort of this generic clickball game that I made off the top of my head. So anyway, hope you had fun. Thanks for watching.